Well, that was a hard-hitting main event, wasn't it? I'm John Retton with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Japan Cup 2023 Night 4 event. Aaron Henare pinning Shingo Takagi for the second time in just a few days. He gets a KOPW championship shot at some point, I assume, either during the final show or possibly at Sakura Genesis. It's nice to see Aaron Henare's hard work being rewarded. This is the kind of stuff I like to see in the New Japan Cup tournament. None of that shit with Evil and Ren Narita and a few other shenanigan-filled bullshit, situations. I just like to see hard-hitting shit where you just have guys go out there and be athletes. So that was a hell of a main event. The rest of the show, well, the other cup match actually was pretty good. The rest of the show was just a typical undercard. And in regards to the upcoming set of shows, they could be individual reviews, they could be Human Centipede together as far as 2, maybe even 3 events. It just depends on time and energy and everything. Kevin Kelly flying solo for everything but the cup matches, and then Jeff Cobb joins for commentary. Yeah, everybody shut the review off now, so I'm just talking to myself. Zack Sabre Jr. and Fujita taking on Sho and Yujiro. Oh, look, House of Torture. Yay! And yes, I know the point is, you're supposed to be upset. The heels, do all these heelish, shenanigans, all this bullshit, but the House of Torture stuff's boring. It's boring with the Bullet Club. It's even more boring with the House of Torture. When you have a sub-genre of a faction that isn't all that good anymore, despite the talent involved, yeah, I mean, come on, it's getting ridiculous. So Fujita did hit a nice belly-to-belly for 2. We got a nice double submission spot, and then, like a trap pile driver, 1, 2, 3. Sho pins Fujita. There you go. Evil and Dick Togo took on Kanemaru and Taichi. At least it was short, and Dick got rolled up 1, 2, 3 in a few minutes. Then ELP, Kenta, Finley, and Chase took on Suzuki, Despi, Narita, and Taguchi. Well, Suzuki didn't want Taguchi to join in on the antics. He can't join in on the fun, man that uses his ass for a weapon. And more tension with ELP and David Finley. Even at one point telling Taguchi, yeah, crank on the ankle lock harder. There's no doubt that ELP is going to be out of Bullet Club by Duntaku, maybe Dominion. I think Dominion might actually be more likely because that's usually one of their pinnacle events before they go into the G1 season. And Trash Panda, I imagine he's probably going to call it something else at some point since now he's a heel. Finley, that is. And Trash Panda is more of a comical name. But 1, 2, 3. Suzuki once at Kenta. Yeah, give me that. That'll be good. Ospreay, Mark Davis, the great O-Cobb, Jeff Cobb, and Okan. It's Goto, Ishii, Yano, and Hanma. It has occurred to me that by sometime next year, there's going to be a massive overturn. Talents either just not working that often or not working at all, because I'm even worried about Ishii. As legit tough as he is, I'm worried he's not going to be working all that much longer. Hanma has no business being in the ring. I don't care how good he looks outwardly. He can't move. Bless the guy for coming back from, the litany of injuries that he had, but come on. There comes a time where you gotta hang it up. And Tanahashi and Okada and a few others weren't even on this goddamn show, which was a little bit shocking. But then again, maybe they're giving them some time off to build to maybe future matches for Sakura Genesis. I mean, well, it's Okada against the winner in the New Japan Cup, and maybe they give Tanahashi a prime match. Maybe they put him in a multi-man match. I don't know. I also think it's going to be Tanahashi's last G1 season. So, Cup previews and also Yano's antics are just stale now. It's time. It's time to maybe not do this anymore. Might as well do Cobb versus Ishii for another round. I'd be all for that. And then Tour of the Islands on Hanma 1, 2, 3. LIJ minus Shingo, so Hiromu, Sonata, Naito, and Bushi taking on Lee, Yo, Rush, Shota, and Tamatanga. Guaranteed you can just add a couple extra minutes to the show whenever Shota Umino's making his entrance. And nothing wrong with that. It's cool. There may be times where maybe it gets a little bit crazy, especially with a big goddamn building. This, fortunately, was a small building. And it's more Cup previews and the Junior Heavyweight Championship preview on the finals show with Leo taking on Hiromu. It was given some time. We get a usual melee. Bushi doing that dive again, that noticeable dive, that one thing where he's like, I will do this, and that's all I'm going to do. And then he taps out to the STF from Shota. Kyle Fletcher versus Yoshihashi. First round Cup match. or Cup first round match, however you want to word it, because I can English. Good stuff. Look, I'm not the biggest Yoshihashi fan, but he did fine here. Kyle getting a pretty good victory here. There were some good, strikes. I don't like the fact that the Destroyer is just being used as a setup move now. I mean, and the horse has kind of left the bar in a lot of moves, but that's a little bit annoying. When Petey Williams did, it was goddamn great to see. But anyway, jumping tombstone 1, 2, 3. Kyle Fletcher beating Yoshihashi. I was a little bit surprised by that. Not disappointed, because that sets up Aussie Open, gain a shot at Bishamon for the tag team championships, possibly at Sakura Genesis. And then Hanare took on Shingo Takagi. Hard hitting, great stuff. I've been a fan of Hanare since, seeing him come back from, I believe, his torn Achilles. Seeing him work hard, and even through the pandemic and how, there were restrictions, travel restrictions, all that. The man kept working hard, really working hard. You can see the effort that he's been putting in. This, association with the United Empire, it's nice to see. And it's great to see him get a hard-fought victory here. And Shingo, him beating Shingo, it sets up where, Hanare could actually win the KOPW championship. And even if he doesn't, this could give Hanare, a slot in the G1. Maybe you give him a few victories. You actually start utilizing the guy, because if you're going to have a big faction like this, you might as well start utilizing them. So anyway, good stuff. This went 20 minutes, hard hitting. Good stuff, good counters, good near falls, and then the Streets of Rage 1, 2, 3. So there you go. Big victory. Really enjoyed it. Good stuff. I mean, was it the best card? No, it was, typical undercard. Those first two matches were a little bit dicey. But the Cup matches finished it off pretty goddamn nicely. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Retlin. I'll see you soon.